I don't know exactly what 46 and 2 means, but based on everything we've heard in the song, it sounds like he's talking about, that's the Tool I know. This is the Tool I know. Welcome back to another episode of Goat-Worthy Reactions, where we mainly like to focus on the goats on this channel. And today we got Tool, man. This is 46 and 2. Now, I'm not gonna say odd numbers because they're even numbers, but odd choice for a title. I hope that we're able to, well, I hope that I'm able to get a grasp of what those numbers mean. If not, forgive me. I don't know a lot of the history behind Tool or Maynard. You know, I've only reacted to about 10 songs now, so you got to give me a little wiggle room there. But I do know the song is from the 1996 album, so this is released quite a bit ago. I'm not even trying to pronounce the name of that album, but we'll get into it, man. Let's not waste no more time. This is Tool with 46 and 2. Sign up for the Patreon today if you guys want to jump on the journey. We're doing the 10,000 Days album. I was off for a couple weeks. I was dealing with some family stuff, and, you know, I'll save you all of that. But at the end of the day, I'm back on the train. I'm back at it. So come join the family, man. Let's not waste no more time. Let's get into this. Real quick, I feel like I've heard this beat before, or maybe they've taken this piece and have placed it in another song. Was it The Pot? I've heard something from this beat before. Turn it up, turn it up. Ooh, that's hard right there. That bass. Sounds good. A beat I can finally follow. I like that. Woo. Oh my God! This is my favorite beat. Oh, I'm sorry. This is my favorite beat. Oh my. Oh. Yo, this is my favorite beat so far. I gotta run that back. Hold on real quick. Some interesting lyrics. Through my shadow. Change is coming through my shadow. That's interesting. Shedding skin. Interesting. Damn, this beat though. Joining my child. My child's shadows.
I've been crawling on my belly, clearing out what could have been.
I gotta pause it. I gotta pause it. Okay, I got the lyrics pulled up. This just too much to unpack. Interesting lyrics. I've been crawling on my belly. I just feel like a lot of it is visual. Like he's trying to definitely give us some visual bars. He's a visual lyricist, man. I've been wallowing in my own confused and insecure delusions. I want to know what I've been hiding. I mean, this obviously doesn't sound like a man fighting the world. It almost sounds like a man just fighting himself. And I do feel like that happens a lot when I listen to Maynard. I feel like a lot of his battles are self-inflicted wounds almost, right? Not to say that those wounds were inflicted by him, but more so picking scabs again. Like those wounds, he's not giving them any chance to heal. And I think that's natural. I think I can relate to that actually pretty hard because my wife always tells me stop picking my scabs. I'm always picking my scabs, right? It's because I'm pretending to want to deal with them by picking them and opening that layer again, right? At the same time, what I'm really doing is I'm not even allowing my wounds to heal. I'm not allowing the scabs to heal because I keep picking at them, right? So it's almost because I'm actually afraid to actually face my trauma. And I think I've gotten better with that through Christ. I've gotten better with that, but it is something I struggle with. And I do know that he's not literally meaning picking scabs, but I just think that is a great physical analogy. It's gruesome. It's a little ugly, right? Depending on the scar. I think that's a perfect way. He took a simplistic term or a simplistic couple of words to describe something to trauma, to past, because he was saying in the record, through my shadow, right? The change is coming through my shadow, so it's like your past, your trauma, and through that, and your shadow's always behind you, or whatever the case may be, right? And change is like future, so it's like the future, right? It's he's going to evolve, right? Based on his past, based on picking scabs, and based on being able to deal with his trauma, he's looking to evolve almost. What I'm hearing so far is somebody just really just digging through old wounds, old habits, maybe old fears, just trying to figure out what's really underneath it all. And I think that's why the imaginary is so uncomfortable. You know, I've been picking scabs again. It's such a vivid line because he isn't healing, right? I hate to say that over and over, right? But it's like he isn't healing. And sometimes, not always, but sometimes I feel like growth requires you, this is how I look at it, right? Reopening things that you thought were already buried. And that's how I kind of deal with my trauma or my scabs, right? So I feel like as somebody who writes, you know, I write a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like somebody not as good as Maynard, but as somebody who writes, I feel like that's what stands out to me the most. Because he's not talking about physical scars, obviously, but he's talking about emotional scars, mental scars, the parts of ourselves I guess we avoid because they're uncomfortable to look at, right? And I think that's natural, but it's not something that it's going to solve anything. So honestly, every faith, every philosophy, every self-help book that you might have read, you know, every recovery program eventually reaches the same crossroads, though, at the end of the day. And that is, you have to confront yourself. And I think that's what he's talking about. You can't just heal what you're unwilling to look at. You know what I mean? That's what it feels like anyways. But musically, Tool has this way of just making the music sound like the process itself. And that is like my favorite thing about them, honestly, is how they transform the music into real ideas and real stories, right? And separate stories. Same crossroads, right? But separate stories, because like the bass feels like it's crawling. I know when he said that, I felt that way, you know. The drums almost feel restless at this point. And this is a different pattern for me that I'm used to with Tool, because it's typically a little more unorthodox, but this beat was actually easy to follow. So far, my favorite beat, not because it was easy to follow, just because of all the conjunction parts that came together to tell its own story. I appreciate that he lets the beat breathe, he lets the music breathe. It shows his humbleness. It shows that everyone has a story to tell. Every instrument on stage with him or in the studio, including his vocal power, everyone has a story to tell, and he allows that to be so. He's one of the most humble, I feel like, frontmen. It's hard for me to call him a frontman, because even being the vocalist, it doesn't feel like he's a frontman to this band, you know. But the whole song feels like somebody just digging through their own subconscious, and I think that's immaculate. I want to feel the metamorphosis and cleanse. This is towards what I've just heard towards the end, but I want to feel the metamorphosis and cleansing I've endured, and listen to my muscle memory. I love that. Contemplate what I've been clinging to. 46 and 2 ahead of me. I don't think I've heard that, but okay, I'm on 6 right here, so that must mean I didn't let it finish playing. Okay, so 46 and 2 ahead of me. So that's pretty much the first time he said that. So let's run it back a little bit, and let's get a little bit of that Let's get a little bit of that. Ooh. 46 and 2 ahead of me. I'm sorry. I gotta run it back because I got distracted by that freaking, oh my God, instrument. Shout out Danny Carey. Okay. Uh-huh. Yep. What it takes to step through. Oh my God. I love that right there. That's Danny Carey being humble right there. There he goes. Let's go. That bass guitar, man. Woo. There it goes. That's the tool I know. This is the tool I know. That's the tool I know. Oh my God. Completely lost. That's amazing. Pneuma, 1996. This beat is so nasty, disgusting, nasty beat. This beat is nasty. Oh my God. That's the best ending. That was the best ending of a two. That was amazing. Hold on, let me make sure it's actually over. It's 3 seconds. They can do a lot in 3 seconds. Okay, that's the end of it. All right, listen. That was quite a bit. I want to go back. Thank God I got the lyrics pulled up. Okay. I want to feel the metamorphosis, cleanse, endure, contemplate. I've been clinging to 46 and 2 ahead of me. So this is where the song starts feeling less like self-examination and more like transformation. This is what I was talking about earlier. I kind of lost my way with it, but I'm back with it now. So this does feel like I think I might have mentioned it earlier, but I can't remember. I don't know exactly what 46 and 2 means exactly, but based on everything we've heard in the song, it sounds like he's talking about another version of himself ahead of him. By that, I mean like a future version, or maybe not a future version, but a more complete version, right? A more complete version compared to where he's at now or where he's been, because he did talk about join the child in me and his shadow. And, you know, I don't know. He was kind of not all over the place, but he's stuck on subject. But it sounds like maybe a version that's like evolved beyond, you know, just an ever evolving version of himself. That's how I look at it, right? And the line about muscle memory, though, it's incredible writing. Why? Because muscle memory is something that happens when, you know, we repeat. We use this in our everyday language, right? It's you've repeated something enough that it just becomes second nature to you, right? And maybe that's old trauma, for him. Maybe that's fear. He did speak about that a little bit. Maybe that's just the insecurities. He spoke about that as well. Maybe it's just the patterns that he's been carrying for so long that it's become a part of his identity. And I think, you know what? He's one of the few artists in this music business that really is good. Kind of reminds me of Tupac, Bob, Eminem, Elvis. I can go on, man. A lot of artists, like Lupe Fiasco, a lot of artists are capable of describing their actual character as it comes. Now, I'm not going to say their entire identity, but that plays into who they are in real life, and they do it very well with their honesty, whether for good or for worse. You get a niche of who they are, and I think Maynard is one of those people who's capable of really putting his identity out there. You know what I mean? I think you can get a good notion of who he is, and he might be someone who would look back and be like, "Oh, I didn't like that record. The record was trash." All the greats do that. They all say that about some of the records that we love as fans, but they'll be like, "I wish I never wrote that," or "Man, that song sucks," or "Man, I hate that song," or "That song is embarrassing," "Oh, that song is cringe." Like Eminem would say, he is "I'm Sorry Mama," which is one of my favorite songs he's ever written. And he cringes at it. He doesn't even play it. He doesn't perform it. And it could be because of the relationship with his mother. God bless her soul. She had passed away. So there's a lot of things that make him cringe. And you know what? He just did a song. Well, he's been to the song, but I just reacted to Wings for Marie, right? Part 1 and 2. And that itself could be a song that makes him cringe. You know what I mean? Or not to say he wishes he's never written it, but it was so vulnerable. Eminem was so vulnerable on I'm Sorry Mama that and as it pertains to where he was at that time in his life, we constantly evolve. And I feel like and that's the version I feel like he's talking about, the evolving person of himself. So he's as it comes to those patterns of identity, it sounds like he's questioning them now, right? And he's challenging them at the same time. So I think this is the actual heart of the song, right? Because it sounds like Maynard is at war with himself, but finally deciding that, growth is definitely more painful than comfort, but less painful than just staying the same. And he's picking the scab again and again, right? To be different, to be more powerful, to be better, to be a better human, to be, I don't know what's in his actual mind, but he wants to evolve, man. He does. He wants to be better. And I can appreciate anyone striving to be better, striving to be more righteous. And he does have a pretty well moral compass. I could just, based on the lyrics I've heard, even when he was really angry, even on Judas, even on some of these records, it was still clear to me that he was solid and he was actually grounded. And he was actually what some people would describe as, what people would describe those people as, I was about to say earthly, not earthly. No, I forgot what I was going to say. I forgot. What is it called? This is going to bug me. I'm live. I'm reacting. I need to just forget about it. Down to earth. I feel like he's down to earth. Yeah, I'm leaving that whole thing in there because I was thinking down to earth. That's what I feel like. He's very a down to earth person. Stepping through my shadow, though, coming out of the other side. I think those lyrics are a little more descriptive, and I think they actually speak about something else. I'm not going to go off on a tangent on there because there's definitely a spiritual realm in that space right there. But 46 and 2 ahead of me again, right? So I just love this song. It literally doesn't end with certainty. A lot of his records don't. So that's another humble effect there. It ends with movement, with growth, constantly evolving, keep becoming type of ideas, you know what I'm saying? And honestly, I think that's one of the most human messages any song could ever entail, is the constant growth or the constant pursuant of evolving and becoming better, I guess, right? And I think Maynard's one of the best writers of that notion. And I think this song proves it. The music was fantastic. I loved the beat in the beginning. Then we transformed into what we know as, the Tool sound, which got really difficult for me to bob my head. But I tried my best to follow. But yeah, great, man. Love the song, love the record, love the beat. This is my favorite beat so far. Absolutely 100%. Shout out to everybody involved with this record. Shout out to Maynard for continuing to just tell his story in a way where we can all get something out of it. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot out of this record, and I thank him for that, and I thank Tool for that. And shout out to the Tool fans, even the 20% who be killing me in the comment section. Shout out to the 80% who always showing me love and just, you know, teaching me new things. And I just want you guys to know, a lot of people tell me to, people were telling me to look up this song before I heard it. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do that, because honestly, it takes away the initial oomph that I get from listening to, especially with a Tool record, you know? So yes, I move away. Anything I do know from a record, if I do come to a record and say, hey, I heard about this, it's because I read it in the comment section. That's where I get my information from. So until I start reacting to some interviews that the Tool band does or Maynard does, then I'll get more insight, obviously. But as opposed to looking up a record before I react to it, like, nah, that would just take away too much from it for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying listening to the record, but even reading about it would kind of like take away from me. So, yeah, 46 and 2, I don't know what that means. I don't know what it means, but that was my best description of what I can say, how it made me feel. Let me know in the comment section what it actually means. Does it mean anything at all? You know, I'm trying to think of 46 and 2. I was thinking of certain scriptures. I was thinking of Psalms 46 and 2. I was thinking of Genesis 46 and 2. I was thinking of a bunch of stuff that kind of relate to evolving and stuff like that. Certain messages God was telling Moses, but it didn't line up perfectly. So I did, you know, I left it alone. And I didn't want to be over spiritual like I usually am. But shout out to you guys, man. Love you guys. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the hype button if it's available. Definitely hit the like button, of course. And hit the link in the description and see if you want to join the Patreon, man. We got a bunch of things happening over there. Get with us. We out.